What is up, everybody? We are back for another episode of Palm City Chucks. We do apologize for the week pause here. Had some personal matters that needed attending to, but we are back and ready to talk about this week. And what a week it was. Super exciting. Let's dive right into what I think might just be the game of the year. Thursday night game, Rams taking on the Seahawks in the rematch from the earlier game this year, which was also tight and fun. Seahawks pull it out 37-38 on a 2-point try, going for the win. Really ballsy. I kind of want to start with that, Chris. What start at the end of the game? How do you feel about them going for two in this situation? Two teams that are 11-3 coming into this game, both in the NFC West. So we're talking major implications on that one play. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, typically I would definitely be against it. I mean, Seattle, the home team, as you mentioned, both teams phenomenal records, but you're the home team. Like the rule of thumb is you take that baby to OT. But in this case, I was for it because we saw and it's tough to believe considering the score here, but the Seahawks were kind of, dead until that Shaheed punt return. Like it kind of sparked them, and then even so, they had a gross drive. I think just one, but Darnold wasn't on his game. We saw some sloppy interceptions by him, and I feel like I'm cool with the 50-50 play there. I like that they went for it. The other thing to consider too is overtime. Like the clock's running out, man. Like you gotta get it in there, or you're probably hoping for a tie. Because the Rams probably would have had the last possession if they tie it there. So I'm for the move. I like that they did it, and yeah, it was cool that it worked out for them. And as you mentioned, a great game, definitely my favorite game this year so far. I mean, these are the hottest teams in the league coming into that matchup, and it did not disappoint.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I would say I mostly agree. I think going for two is fine here, especially given how late in overtime it was. I think
Right.
that's what swings the pendulum for me. Because as you said, if they kick the extra point there, it's almost certain that tie is the best outcome for them at that point. That doesn't really do anything for the Seahawks. So I'm okay with going for two there, especially if they already had 11 wins coming into this week. Their playoff spot is wrapped up, so go for the better seed. I'm cool with that because they also had all the momentum. Honestly, you got
Yeah.
to think about that. This game was 30-14, I think, with like
Yeah.
13 minutes left in the fourth. Seahawks go ahead and score
Both
twice
two
and get
point
both two
conversions,
point
one of
conversions
which
already.
was really wacky. We saw a
Really
pass
crazy.
go behind the line, and the players kind of thought it was dead. And the intended target, Charbonnet, just picks it up and kind of strolls it in the end zone for shits and gigs. But hey, that's 2 points right there.
Yeah, shouldn't have been the craziest play of the week, but it was.
Yeah,
We'll get to that later though.
yeah.
We'll get to that
It was a
later.
great week,
Uh,
man. A lot of
it was a
craziness.
great week. A lot of craziness. Yeah, I mean Seahawks, I mean they've got that number one seed in their
Yeah,
sights now. Them and the Bears are really pushing for it. So we'll
yeah.
see who
And I
comes out
just
on top.
I mentioned the Shaheed spark there with the punt return. I just love that they made that move. I feel like that team really needed that, you know, deep vertical threat, get a little bit of the tension off JSN, and he's just doing really really well with the Seahawks. Even though I mean it's a whole new offense and it was a rather late move, so it's clicking and I like it a lot. We also saw Walker have an awesome game finally. I really want, and I was saying before the game, and I've kind of said it all year. I don't know so much if I said it, on the pod, but it felt like they were saving Walker's legs, like because we just saw so much usage going to Charbonnet, and it was pretty clear who was doing more with opportunities. And in this game, even Charbonnet kind of split with him, and I'm like, this was a playoff game, so maybe come playoffs, they're not gonna see an uptick in Walker, and this is just what they want to do. They want to split it down the middle, but I really want to see some more Walker. He's got some crazy juice.
Yeah, no, I agree. You're right. It's not a debate. I mean, you look at the yards per carry. Charbonnet's not even close to what
Yeah.
Walker's producing on a per touch rate. Walker's also the better receiver. They just vultured Walker of many touchdowns throughout
Oh
the year,
yeah.
and that's the only reason public opinion thought that it was close is because Charbonnet had more fantasy points, which is what most people look at. It
Yeah.
had more
Yeah.
touchdowns, which is
The
just it
casuals.
really doesn't tell the whole story. Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly,
I
but
mean,
Walker's so much better.
Walker's like one of 5, 6 backs in the league that any given play he can score. And that's so valuable, but you don't have that when they're sitting on this damn sideline. So I really want to see more of him. But yeah, regardless, that's a whole other tangent. I'm just so glad we had this game. I feel like a lot of the night games kind of sounded good on paper, and then you get into it and it's kind of a letdown. This one led up to the hype and then some.
Yeah, I guess one question for you as well is who do you think's MVP front runner right now? Stafford does win this game. I think it's him, but with this loss, it kind of opens the door for some others. What are you thinking?
I really think it should be Stafford. I really do. I mean, and this wasn't a bad game by him. He had one really bad game. That's about it. I mean, what the guy's doing given his age, and yes, he does have a lot of help. It's a very talented offense and one of the best minds in football in McVay. But I mean, what he's doing is absolutely phenomenal. And as we know, he was criminally underrated most of his career. So it would be really cool if he gets this. I mean, he's probably a Hall of Famer anyway, but if he gets that, he definitely is, which would be really cool to see.
If Matthew Stafford's career ended today, he should be a first ballot.
Hey, you're
Just
not
gonna
gonna get an
throw that
argument
out
from
there.
me.
Yeah. Like if anyone doesn't vote for Matthew Stafford, I don't think they should have the right to vote anymore. We kind of talked about this with Heisman stuff last year, but it's so clear. Like
Yeah.
you just
I
have to
just
look past the fact that he played on the worst team in the NFL for 10 years. Like
Yeah. And
cut.
we've talked about it before, like, some of the stats he has, like, every most productive season by a receiver, he's the quarterback for them.
Yep.
Like, this year, we have
Every single
JSN
one.
kinda thrown a wrench in that, but look at Puka's numbers this year. Like, my goodness. And then we had Cup and Megatron, like, the guy's just amazing, and we talk about it too, like, his toughness is unmatched, and even in this game, he was getting banged around pretty good. The rush was not a factor for 3 quarters of this game, but in the 4th quarter, the Seahawks were getting to him in .5 every single play, and he was just staying in there, taking hit after hit, and doing what he could to, get the team going, but, yeah, this game's not on him at all. I mean, we say it all the time with the Bengals, like, you score over 30, I think it's on your defense.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. I just interesting tidbit there. You said the Puka thing. There's only 40 yards separating Nakua and
Yeah,
JSN now
and
because
Puka
JSN
missed a
has
game.
slowed down. I know. Yeah. So Puka on a per game basis, as well as the fact that Puka's come out of many a games for injury, for
Yeah, it's very true.
focusing on that. And Puka's probably your number one wideout under
Oh,
there,
yeah.
if we're
Dude,
being honest. So,
he's gotta be 150 yards a clip like you average out the last 3 or 4 games. He is on a tear.
oh, it's crazy. It's crazy out here. But yeah, great game. I agree. I think Matt Stafford is still in the lead by a little bit, but I think this loss opens the door for people probably like the Drake Mays of the world, who I
Yeah,
don't
for
think are
sure.
deserving based on the numbers. They've got a great record, but if you're looking at the numbers, I don't think it should even be a conversation. But we'll see what happens. There's still a couple weeks to figure that out. Matty goes have 2 good games to end the year, and I think we're locked in. But let's move to the Saturday games. We had 2 of them this week. This is the exciting part of the year in the NFL where we get past all the buys and they seem to spread the games out a little bit more. So we had
Yeah.
2 Saturday ones this past weekend, and we'll start with your boys, the Eagles, beating the Commanders 29-18. Thoughts?
Not gonna go on a tangent here, honestly, for once. Probably the first time all year, but, I mean, we took care of a team that is pretty bad at this point, and, they were in it, and they were playing us tough. I mean, rivalry games, we know it's gonna go that way, but we hung in there, we didn't shoot ourselves in the foot, and we got it done, which was nice to see. We needed to get it done. Clinch the NFC East now, which is awesome. Cowboys are eliminated, which is double awesome. And yeah, I'm just overall I'm happy about it, but we know the story with the Eagles. They if it's on them. We know they have the talent. They're not playing good enough to go anywhere this season, but yeah, I mean, now they have given themselves the chance to potentially hit a spark at the right time, and maybe they do something. But yeah, for now, I'm still keeping the bar relatively low for this squad. They didn't really seem to figure much out just yet. But yeah, take care of a crappy Commanders team who also had Mariota leave. So
It's true. That's very true. I don't know. I mean, you're right. They've got the team where if they find the spark, they could do something. I just don't think I see it for them this year. It's
yeah,
been consistently inconsistent, but
right.
only time will tell. As you said, the money is in the team, the talent's in the team. Do they decide to play like it?
Right.
But it's the Eagles are a real just conundrum for me, I have to say, with how badly they've been playing because it's not like most other teams, they've got like a crap ton of injuries or something like that. It's truly just things aren't clicking. So I'm
Yeah,
I'm
it's
really
so weird.
curious what's going
It's
on
it's
there.
it's things that most teams can iron out in a week or two, and we just can't. But yeah, it's crazy because you're right. The injuries haven't been terrible. I mean, the O-line's been banged up. They're still banged up. They're going to be banged up. That's just the facts. I mean, this is football. You don't get healthier as the season goes on typically in the trenches. So we need to learn to deal. And yeah, I mean, players just got to do better too. It just comes down to that execution. It's I've mentioned it the last few weeks because everyone's Patula, Patula, Patula. He's so terrible. Like he's not great. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of the things I'm seeing that I'm not liking are straight up execution. So we gotta fix it up, or we're gonna get bounced, and it could be an early bounce.
We shall have the chance to get bounced. So there's that.
Yeah,
Um,
right. It's we made it, baby, which is dope. But yeah, it could certainly get bounced.
all right. Let's move on to the second Saturday game here. We had the rematch of 2 weeks ago, the Packers and the Bears, round two, this time in Chicago. And Bears pulling out a miraculous win here at the end. Pretty
Against the pack.
unbelievable
Let's
against the
go.
Pack. The tide is a changing. Ben Johnson is that guy. That's really all I've got to say. And that throw by Caleb Williams to end the game was elite.
That
That
was
was a
crazy.
great
Dude,
throw and
he's
catch.
the last few weeks, some of the throws he's making, they're they're giving me hope, lots of hope. I mean, he's really making some miraculous plays. Definitely still inconsistent, and there'll be easy plays where you're just like, Caleb, what the hell was that? But I mean, he has all the potential in the world. So I just hope with more time it just continues to get more consistent. But yeah, the Bears are playing phenomenal right now. But they're not even in that situation if Dobbs can field that onside kick. So as great
Yeah,
as
that's
Caleb
true.
was down the stretch there, I mean, there's luck involved. I think we can call it that. They say it's 1 in 12 to get an onside kick.
I mean, that was really poor from the hands team there. Like as a
Yeah,
wideout, you've got to corral that and just go down.
yeah.
That's just what has to happen.
I
He
feel
he
like
couldn't.
the I feel like Guardian Cap wearers maybe shouldn't be on hands team where you're gonna get freaking rocked, especially one with concussion issues in the past. But I don't know. He is one of their best receivers and typically known as a sure-handed guy. So I could see them wanting him out there, but I don't know. Just something to think about there.
It's fair. I mean, the Packers are by far, I think, the team that has the most athletes that wear the Guardian cap. Like, I
Yeah.
don't think it's particularly close.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, it's noticeable. It's not really noticeable on other teams. So, yeah.
Yeah, but with that win, the Bears lock up their playoff spot. They are in the driver's seat for the NFC North right now. So we will see how that plays
Yeah.
out.
And I officially won my bet.
You did officially win your bet. Yeah,
Yeah,
I knew that was coming, man.
I know, but it's nice. It's nice that it's official. Especially since I got a third place finish in my fantasy league, so I could use some more scratch.
That's fair. Makes sense. Makes sense. But all right, let's move on to the Sunday games here. Kind of a shitter to start with, but also maybe not. Jets taking on the Saints in New Orleans, and Tyler Shuck. What's going on there? I mean, he's won 3 on the bounce now. That's
Hmm.
not what I expected out of the Saints. They
Yeah. Some good
manhandled
wins too.
this Jets team.
Bucks, Panthers. I mean, it's division play. We know how that goes, but Shuck looks decent, man. And you can see it's translating. I mean, look at what Olave's done. He hasn't done that. Like maybe parts of his rookie season, like were pretty decent, but I don't think they were this high of like, a ceiling. I mean, there's a connection there. I really am curious to see what they do in the draft. I feel like this kid has earned a shot.
Yeah, I mean, they've played themselves out of the premium draft spots
They have
anyways, to be
because of
honest.
him.
So,
He's
yeah.
earned it.
So, I agree. I feel like they'll have to give him another year at this point. Like
Yeah.
that they'll
And
have
as
to.
we
I
know,
still
there's a lot to address on that team. So that's not the end of the world having to not take a quarterback. And let's be honest, probably a weaker quarterback class. And we know their cap situation is pretty bad too. A lot of dead money. And yeah, they need to address other things in the draft.
yeah, their defense is average of like 37 years old. So
Yeah.
they've really got to retool that
Yeah.
for sure. But I agree, the Olave Shuck connection is not one that I saw. I think it's probably Olave's best connection with any quarterback he's had so
Yeah.
far to this point. And it shows when you use him as a number one wideout, a true number one wideout, he can produce like one. So I'm
Yeah.
curious to see how
Dylan
that
Johnson
plays
too.
out.
Much better
Yeah,
since
he's
Shuck's been
good.
playing.
Yeah, I mean, not that surprising. Spencer Rattler, he started off the year pretty
Yeah,
well.
it
To be
was
honest, the Saints quarterback play has been acceptable, is I think
yeah.
how I would
Which I
describe it.
thought
Like,
it was going to be
yeah,
putrid. This was the team I was
yeah,
saying is tanking. Like, don't believe them, even though
yeah,
these
I
games are
know.
close, all that. But yeah, they've certainly exceeded expectations. And a division that's kind of in flux, like even for the future too. Like they get right back into the conversation if they draft well.
Oh, 100%. I mean, just look how it played out this year. They've got a shot next year for sure. Don't get me wrong, Palm City Chucks will absolutely throw it in your face when we are right, but we will own we were wrong about this Saints team. Like
Yeah.
they're a lot better than expected, and the couple of those close games flip earlier in the year. Heck, even this year they'd have a shot.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see where this thing goes, but we'll talk more about that in the offseason. Definitely one of the more intriguing teams in the offseason coming up here. Then we've got an exciting one up next, a lot closer than many, myself included, expected here. We've got the Bills taking on the Browns, 23-20, scraping by with a victory. Um, Really interesting. I thought this was going to be a blowout. It certainly was not. Myles Garrett is now a half sack away from tying the all-time sack record in the season and 1 sack away from breaking it. I'm going to be honest with you. I think the half sack that he got last week was garbage, and it should have been a full sack for
100%.
Mason Graham. I'm just going to say that was not a half sack for Garrett. He was putting pressure on, but that was all Graham that actually took him down. Either way, in my book, as well as yours, I think he's got this upcoming week to
Yeah,
break that
right.
record as well. He's got
That's right.
this
Do it
week.
in 16.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's all that I can ask for. Otherwise, he's had just another great season, but not quite as good as TJ Watt and Derek White, I believe. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But what was your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, surprising. You said it. I mean, we got a high end team there and pretty low end team. So to see it come down to that, and the Browns lost Judkins in this one too, which he kind of proved himself pretty critical to this team's success uh, with the small bit they've had. And yeah, they really kept things interesting. And yeah, I did not see it coming at all. I thought this one would be a complete blowout. To even hold the Bills at 23, major win, and then on the flip side, to score 20 against them, pretty good too. I mean, the Bills defense hasn't been great this year, but neither has the Browns offense. So, yeah, definitely as close to a win as the Browns can get.
That's fair. And I want to ask you about our one of our favorite players to talk about as well, Shadur. What are your thoughts? He's got like 6 games under his belt now, five and a
Yeah,
quarter, I guess I'll say. So
I mean, it's interesting. I definitely like watching him play. But yeah, it's good, bad, and ugly for sure. And you never really know what you're gonna get. And it could fluctuate within the course of a game too, which I mean, that goes for a lot of rookies, but I don't know. With him, I feel like the floor is really low and then the ceiling's also really high. Like he's just really kind of all over the place as far as what you're gonna see. But yeah, it's super fun watching him, and I hope I mean, they already kind of said they would, but they're going to stick with him the rest of the year. We'll see what they do from there. I definitely still think it's a position they need to address. Not to say I'm not really in favor of any team going QB in round one, just because I really don't think it's that strong of a class. But they will need to get somebody for competition, whether it be a free agent, whether they actually want to let Watson go again, or if they, draft a guy in the second, third round. But yeah, it's something they need to address. I don't think Shador should be playing next year week one.
they've got $50 million wrapped up in Deshaun every
Yeah, should
season or something like that.
should
So
probably let
you
him
got a
play.
good shot. Yeah. So, but we'll see. I mean, from what I've seen from Shadur, I'm out. I am out. I just don't think he's ever gonna bring. And I've been out and got
Yeah,
his chance to try to prove me wrong, just to be clear there. But I just don't see it. I don't see him bringing the level of consistency needed to be a high level NFL quarterback. And as we've discussed on this pod previously, if you're not a quarterback that can get your team over the edge, you've got to make a change. It's just
yeah,
that simple.
you're
Otherwise,
right.
you're accepting mediocrity. So, and I just don't think
You're so
Shadur is
right.
ever going to be that guy. I think, to be honest with you, I think Shadur will force his way out of Cleveland. I think his dad and Shadur will force his way out of
Yeah,
Cleveland, is
and the
what's going
sad
to
part
happen.
is a team's gonna fall for it. And honestly, it might be the Raiders that he so very badly wanted to play for, because Geno has not looked good at all this year. And again, not in love with this draft class. So I could see teams not addressing that need, or at least early on. And yeah, maybe that's where he ends up. But yeah, it would just be so cool if he forces his way out and it's like, okay, enjoyed the Canadian Football League or the AFL. Like, see ya.
Yeah, I doubt that he would ask for a release. He probably would demand a trade and make it a whole public horror story, would be my guess. He's got the holdout diva gene, is what I think that Shadur's got.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for
just
sure.
gonna just gonna say that.
He's got balls too. He'll do it. No doubt.
He will. He will. I mean, he's got the financial backing with Pops and himself NIL money. So why not?
Right. Yeah, he's got a big as safety net as you can ask for. So what does he have to
Yes,
lose?
sir. Up next, we've got the Chiefs taking on the Titans. Chiefs were newly eliminated from the playoffs as of last week. No more Patrick Mahomes. Gardner Minshew was set to start. And first quarter comes around, and Gardner Minshew
Down he
probably tears his
goes.
ACL too.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's really unfortunate for the Chiefs. This was one that you and I picked differently, actually. I think you went with
Yeah.
the Chiefs, and I picked the Titans here. And I think I would have been right even if Minshew played, given how this game went. But
It was
having the
looking like
third
it.
string quarterback in there, whew, that was tough. This was just a really tough game from the Chiefs all around. They didn't look competent the entire game. It really just sums up their season so well, getting
Yeah.
stomped by
It
Tennessee like
it was
this.
interesting. It was one of those things we've talked about it before, like one that comes to mind is like when the Jets traded away Sauce and Williams. Like, are they going to respond the next game? It was one of those for me. Like, I thought the Chiefs without Mahomes being eliminated from playoffs all in the same week, maybe there's a response to that. And yeah, there certainly wasn't. As you said, even if Minshew plays this game, I think they lose. And as we know, the Titans, bottom of the league or pretty damn close to it. So yeah, it's not a good look for them at all, and I'm curious to see the long-term response by the Chiefs. An aging roster, major injury to your franchise guy. I mean, he's gonna miss most of next year. So, yeah, I mean, they're gonna pretty much take next year off too, and then we'll see where they're at. But a lot of old heads on that team too. A lot of guys in their twilight years leaving that prime. So, I mean, I think we might be out of the Chiefs dynasty woods
Kansas
now.
City, a destination for Daniel Jones?
I mean, he's gonna miss time next year
Uh,
too. Yeah,
yeah.
that rehab room's gonna be
Yeah.
busy. But
Yeah. That's actually a fair point. I guess it'll be close. He'll probably be a couple weeks behind. I guess.
yeah,
But we'll see. I don't think the Chiefs will forfeit with all the talent they've got on that roster. 'Cause it's not like there was a ton of turnover from their Super Bowl seasons. Aging, yes, but I don't know that they'll
no,
throw in the
yeah,
towel. But the Chiefs with a 10 to 20 range draft pick compared to like 31, 32 is not the most ideal either. Don't love that prospect.
that's true.
So,
We haven't seen that for quite some time.
exactly. And we see, yeah, since Patrick Mahomes when they drafted him like 15th, something like that. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
that's
We'll see what they
disturbing.
do there. Exactly. But props to the Titans as well. They really came to play in this game. They really didn't do much wrong. Cam Ward looked better. Io Manor played well. DK played well. There are some bright spots on this team for the future. Cam Ward still got to do it consistently. I think next year will be, kind of similar to Caleb. Will be like, all right, man, this is your year to really show that you are going to be our franchise guy, or at least we're going to give you more chances to be the
Yeah,
franchise guy. So we'll see
I
how
think
that goes,
so,
but
but I
trending
feel
better.
I feel like there's no way he gets the help Caleb got though. Get one of the best
That's true.
offensive minds in the league, a totally refurbished O-line. He already had better weapons than Ward, but Ward does have young weapons, with a bright future. We just don't really know all that much yet. So there could be something there, but yeah, this team needs more work than the Bears did for sure.
We'll move on here to the Chargers traveling to Dallas, to take on the Cowboys. They pull this one out 34-17. I'm sure you're excited to rat on the Cowboys, so I'll let you take the lead here.
I mean, it's awesome. They're donezo. They got smacked. I was a little nervous about this one, honestly, but I think the Chargers are like they've put the injury bug behind them, whether it's guys coming back being healthy or just, getting comfortable with the next man up kind of thing. And they're vibing. I mean, they're a team to beat. They're starting to look like that team that you were in love with to start the season again. So and it's right in time before playoffs. So they're definitely a force. But not to credit the Cowboys or anything that they played a super good team. I mean the Cowboys didn't look too great themselves in this one, and yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But I agree, Chargers are looking a lot better. I really love that for them. They deserved to get a good seed coming into these playoffs, and they're going to come up a little bit short, probably. I guess it could switch here in the next 2 weeks. They're only a game behind the Broncos. They caught
Yeah.
up by one this week, so that could flip and probably get them the one or the two seed. I'm curious to see how that plays out, but they are looking a lot better. I'm really liking it's probably not going to be the one seed, but I'm not hating my take there. The NFC is just a absolute wash, but that's we'll get to that team later. Yeah, I mean, Chargers are looking a lot better. I really like it for them. I really don't mind the Chargers at all. I have nothing against them. I don't
Oh yeah,
mind seeing them succeed. And Cowboys, it is always a pleasure to watch them lose.
of course. That we
We
can
can
agree on
agree on
always.
that. Yes, exactly. That we can agree on. But all right, let's move to another matchup here. The Vikings traveling to New Jersey to take on the Giants. They pull this one out 16-13, and boy, this was a snooze fest.
Oh yeah, just gross
Jackson
football.
Dart hasn't looked good for a
No.
while now. He has not looked good for a while. He lost Scatabo and just lost all of his juice,
Yeah.
as you like to
You're
say.
it
So,
correlates, man. You're right on
it
it.
really
Ever
does.
since then,
Yeah.
he just has not been the same. Really weird.
I kind of wonder if his mind is also fuzzy from the amount of hits he insists. I'm not even saying just takes. He insists
Yeah.
on taking the hits.
Yeah.
He tries to back himself up in the press conference. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get hit, bro. Get down, get
Yeah.
down.
For
You're
real.
worth too much money to be taking those hits in the position you play, my guy. But he's looked terrible. JJ also didn't look good in this game, so love to see that. This was just all around a crap fest, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, gross game, didn't spend too much time on it because wanna enjoy football. So, but yeah, it was not good. Dart looked like shit, as you said, McCarthy too. Somebody had to come out on top, but yeah, it was the Vikings.
Oh my goodness, this is horrendous. Just to add one stat here, because I was just checking out of curiosity quite how bad. Jackson Dart, 33 passing yards, McCarthy, 108. 141
Under
passing
150
yards.
combined.
And that's not even taking away sacks. I'm actually curious now. Let's take a real quick 139 total passing yards between the two teams when you take out the sack yardage. 139. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. What a horrible game. How does this Vikings team have 7 wins? I feel like it's going to grant McCarthy another year starting,
Fine.
and he does not deserve it. He's terrible. He's
Yeah, but
terrible.
as a Lions fan and a somewhat Bears fan, fine with me because he will
Yeah,
continue to
I mean, it
drag this
is.
team down.
It is, but we'll see. I mean, Lions couldn't fricking beat them, but they can't beat anybody.
I mean,
We'll talk
O'Connell
about
scares
Phoenix.
me. That defense was very good this year. Like,
It's true.
they're a quarterback away from being something. So if they want to keep rolling him out there, that's okay with me.
I know. I wonder how Vikings fans have to feel about the fact that this shit ass quarterback play this year. They have 7 wins with 2 games left. If they have even a half competent quarterback back there, they're probably going to the playoffs this year.
Yeah, you're right. And it's really interesting because I feel like in the past we've seen a lot more. Well, you should probably give him another year, but like this year, like all the new guys or the fringe guys, like they like almost destroyed their chances one and done. Like it's crazy.
Yep.
But like McCarthy, I've seen enough. Shador, like you said, you've seen enough. The only one is like Cam Ward. I mean, obviously you got to let him go again, but yeah, everyone else. I mean, even Penix, like Falcons are probably ready to move on from him as well.
What a mistake what a terrible sequence of events for the Falcons. Just to talk
Yeah,
about that
that
for a
was
quick
for real.
moment. Sign Kirk for so much money. Overdraft
Yeah,
Penix, by the way. Just overdraft Penix with the 8th pick. My guy. 8th pick right after you sign Kirk. You piss off Kirk, and Penix is terrible. You're in shambles for probably 10 years now with all
yeah.
that money.
That's how
You're
you
you're
dig
in
a hole.
shambles. Yeah. So that's crazy work by them. But let's move on to another AFC South team, two AFC South teams here. Very important game when it comes to playoff implications. The Bucks taking on the Panthers in Carolina. And the Panthers pull this one out 23-20 and are now in the driver's seat of the NFC South. If you told me to start this year the Panthers would be winning the NFC South with 2 weeks to go, I would have called you crazy. But here we are.
Yeah,
That defense is unbelievably good. It is actually so good. JC Horn was a guy.
the Panthers are showing a lot of good traits that winning teams have. Like they get it done when it's close. They show up when they're playing good teams or in important moments. And as you said, their defense is just flat out dominant. And they're so young as a team. Like this is a serious like make or break off season here. Like they build on this thing, the Panthers can be a serious problem for many, many years. And that's with Young, in my opinion. That I want them to keep rolling with him. Like they're getting it done. What more do you want to win or not? Like it's kind of like, and Hertz is definitely better than Young for the record, but it's similar to that. That he's not the flair that you see from some of like the really high end QBs, but you're winning games. You're getting it done. He manages a game, and it's a wonderful thing. You're getting dubs. Why change it?
All I'm gonna say is on a general day, your average day, I'll give you Hurts is better. But on Bryce Young's best day, his ceiling is higher than Hurts. And
Yeah,
we saw
well,
that
I
this
don't think
year.
I've ever seen Hurts
Yeah,
throw for 438 or whatever Young did in
exactly
one
my
game.
point. That's all.
So,
That's all I'm saying. I think
yeah.
there's levels. I'll take Hurts on an average day, but
Oh,
on
for
Bryce
sure.
Young's best day, I'm taking Bryce Young. Like Bryce Young's best day, Jalen Hurts' best day, I'm taking Bryce. Um,
Mm,
but we'll
I
see.
don't. We can't go down this hole.
Why not?
There's
Why
so
not?
much to talk about still. We can if you want, but it's there's gonna be claws and teeth coming out.
So we'll save it for the off season.
We'll save it.
Chuck
Yeah.
heads, tune in for the off season, and we will get into that. I promise you, I won't let him drop that. But yeah, so
I don't want to
Panthers really
drop it.
impressive here. Yeah, Panthers really impressive. Baker struggled. This Bucks team has just been ravaged by injuries all year. They are getting some of those guys back, but I think they're just so thrown off trying to reintegrate them so quickly. Things just are not working out. They're on the outside looking in for the playoffs now. They've got to win the division. It's the only way that they can get in, and the
Oh yeah,
Panthers made it
NFC is too tough.
really, really difficult with this win last week. So looking like the
Yeah. I
Panthers
mean, they
just might scrape in with the 4 seed.
that being said, the Bucks, it is clear as day what needs to happen here. I mean, we're going to talk about it in a little bit, but the Panthers play the Seahawks, very tough matchup, and then the Panthers play the Bucks again. So, Panthers lose out, Bucks win out. It's their division. So, it's right there, but yeah, it will be tough because as I said, the Panthers they show up against these major teams. I don't think this Seahawks game is going to be a rollover game by any means.
Yeah, no, I agree. We'll see what happens. A lot will be learned with the results this weekend. Can those teams go out and win their games? And then it comes down to, I'm guessing probably a winner take all type scenario. We'll see. I'd have to double check myself on that, but that would be very exciting for a week 18 game. But let's move on to our next game here. We've still got 7 games to recap, and I didn't even get to rant yet.
Yeah.
So we got one game to go before that, and we've got the Bengals traveling to Miami to take on the Dolphins, and this Bengals team hangs 45 on the Dolphins here, win 45-21. I mean, what an offensive performance overall. Chase Brown,
Yeah, 3 tuds.
fucker. Yeah, I
Somebody
lost
played him
my
in
fantasy
fantasy.
semifinal. Yeah, I lost my fantasy semifinal because of him. I lost by 9 in a week where Chase Brown puts up freaking 35 when he's averaging
Yeah.
like 13. So that's
Yep.
just really unfortunate. So screw you, Chase Brown. But overall, Bengals looked really good on offense. Defense was decent. Let up a couple chunk plays to A-Chain specifically. That breakaway touchdown being the one I think of the most. But Quinn Ewers, not as bad as I thought. Not as bad as I thought.
Yeah,
Not great.
I wish I saw more of this game just because he was playing for the Dolphins, but yeah, I mean, just box score warrior didn't seem too terrible. And Dolphins put up 21. It's not the world's best defense they were up against, but yeah, it's certainly not a terrible start to a career. And yeah, I imagine they let him go the rest of the way. They're eliminated from playoffs. We know what two-way is. Do you really want to risk that, even if you do want to roll two out in the future, which I would say that's up in the air for the time being. I think they should, personally, but
I think
yeah,
they're in a Kyler Murray situation. They've just
I don't I think you're right. They're treating it like that, but I don't think it is equivalent. I don't think they should quit on Tua, but yeah, I think they very well might.
yeah, it's really tough, right? Because when you think about Tua, the big plus for Tua that I have in my mind that makes it really difficult for me to say they definitely should give up is when he went down last year, that team went to absolute shit. They were horrendous without Tua. Horrendous. It's one of the main reasons I'm not super high on Mike McDaniel as a head coach
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
Because I did not handle that well at all. But overall, I mean, in the games that Tua's played most of the games this year, and he simply hasn't been good. So I'm not necessarily sure as you said, it's time to fully pull the ripcord. But at the same time, maybe. I don't think I
Yeah.
could blame them if that's the route that they went.
Oh, yeah, I would agree, yeah, and to be clear, I think we're on the same page. Murray should be gone.
Oh,
But
100%. He
yeah,
needs
to,
gone.
another year, I
Give
think,
me
but
Jacoby Brisket, bro.
yeah. Oh, he's nice with it, dude. He's nice with it.
He is. We've seen it everywhere he's gone. Every time he's got an opportunity, consistent. Colts, Patriots,
And
Cardinals, every
this is the
time.
mind-blowing thing too, not to bring it back to the McDaniel and Tua situation, but given Tua's injury history, how on earth are they not going after a guy like that for their backup? Like, you should have the most expensive backup in the league, the best one in your eyes, and it should be a guy like that because you know it's going to happen. Like, I'm sorry, but you just kind of do. Like, you have to have that precaution in place, and I think that's why you kinda said, like, it was kind of enlightening on, McDaniel there. How do you not have something in place? How do you let the team crumble to nothing when Tua's not playing?
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Unfortunate for the Bengals, this is too little too late. They are eliminated from the playoffs, but good win for them, something to build on.
Yeah.
Joe
Hopefully it
Burrow,
gets yeah, Shiesty's confidence back up. He was
that's
threatening retirement and all kinds of crazy shit,
exactly.
so
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Shiesty's not gonna pull Andrew Luck, I don't think. At least not
I
this
don't
year.
think
It's
so.
it's not gonna be this year.
He is such a
Uh,
dog, dude. There's no way he does it. I think he was,
Andrew Luck
over
was a dog though
emotional.
too.
He was, but I don't know. There's something about Shiesty. He just needs the lights to be shining brighter, dude. And yeah, I might have sipped a little Bangle juice before we started, but that's irrelevant here.
That's fair. That's fair. But all right, let's move on to my soapbox game. The Lions taking on the Steelers in Detroit. And really there's so much to say and so little that I need to say at the same time. First thing is very disappointing from the Lions. They're a much better team than this. A much better team. And we talked about it earlier. I've talked about it on previous episodes of the pod. Um Injuries suck. They affect every NFL team, and the Lions, unfortunately, this is not an excuse. I want to preface with this. I'll explain a little bit more afterwards. Seem to be getting hit really hard with the injury bug every single year the past 3 years. All 3 years. It's been brutal. Absolutely brutal. This year, no different. We're starting our third center in this game. Kirby Joseph, arguably our best defensive player. I know Hutch lovers are going to come for me, but Kirby's probably been the best consistently the past 2 years. Just saying. Also out, maybe career ending if the rumors are true, which would be awful. And I think that comes back to, again, Brad Holmes trying to find too many bargains in the draft. Guys that are injury prone, what do? They do go get hurt. Sign guys at a bargain because they get been hurt in the past. Emmanuel Mosley is the one that really comes to mind for me there. Hurt. Never plays. Like, at some point, we've got to change the strategy there and just draft guys where they're at and not just try to find bargains because they have an injury history. Clearly, it comes into play. So that's disappointing. Even with the guys that are out, the Lions are the better team. Respectfully to the Steelers, they are not a good football team that's going to make any noise once the playoffs comes around with the AFC. I'm just going to flat out say it. I do not think that they are a solid football team. Average is how I would classify them. And unfortunately, that's all the Lions are right now. This entire year, they've been nothing but average after week 5. They started off 4-1 and are now 4-6 in the last 10. That is horrendous for a team of this town. 4-6 is absolutely unacceptable. Unacceptable. Plain and simple. It's ridiculous. So now I just ranted a little bit. Let's talk about the actual game. Good first half. Should have gone in looking like they're going to go into the half up 10-3. First ridiculous thing, Kenneth Gainwell 45-yard touchdown to
That's
end the half.
amazing, dude.
First off, ridiculous catch. Credit to Gainwell for making that catch. Second off, Anzalone. What the hell are you doing, my guy? All you've got to do at that point is touch him and he's down. They're kicking the field goal. They're not going to take an end zone shot with 3 seconds left. It is the end of they're kicking a field goal at most. So what are you doing on the ground there? Second, how does he even make that catch? It's been the story of my life for my football teams this year. Indiana's amazing catch in the back of the end zone to end the game. That Kenneth Gainwell catch. Scotty Miller, who had one freaking catch on the year coming to this game, makes 3 clutch grabs later in the fourth quarter. One of them an insane toe drag. What are we talking about? Absolutely ridiculous. So to end that half that way was unacceptable. I was fuming. That should have never, ever, ever, ever happened. And then you take those 4 points off the board, tie game at the end of the game, anyways, at worst. And if you don't even allow the catch, they're behind. So that's one opportunity. Then we'll get towards the end of the game. First off, allowing that safety, horrendous, terrible. Anytime you let a
Horrible play
safety happen,
call.
that's just, yeah, it's
Horrible.
absolutely terrible.
I'm so against that. Not to cut you off, but I hate it so much when teams do that. Like, especially when you have a hammer in Montgomery. Like, you don't drop back for a pass there for the simple fact that if you're caught holding, it is a safety. Like, you don't want that in the ref's hands at all. Like, get some breathing room. And granted, they didn't start at the 1. It was like the 4 or 5. But still, you don't do a 3-step drop in the end zone and run a play like that. It's asinine.
Yep, no, I agree. Safety, unacceptable. That's terrible. Let's not forget also in that first half, Dan Campbelled again and didn't take the easy points and tried to go for it on fourth and didn't get it. He's really don't get me wrong, it's great when it's working, and the offense of the past 2 years, it was working. It is not working this year, and he needs to switch it the fuck up and kick a field goal for reals. Because then if you fast forward to the end of the game, you have that 3 points from earlier. Steelers have to play differently, might not even get the 29 that they do. And even if they do, you kick a field goal instead of having to go for the touchdown and win the game 30-29. So that's really just terrible. Again, Dan, like you have to learn the team that you're working with, how they're playing, and you have to take the points sometimes. Like I said, the past 2 years, I couldn't get mad at you. We were hitting on the fourth downs at an insane rate, and it was really important for our team. We are not this year. We are terrible on fourth down. I hate it when we go for it. I absolutely cannot stand it. So take the points. So that's one thing. Now let's talk about the end of this game. The end of this game. Zebras, go jump in a hole.
Zebras.
That's all I'm going to say. Seriously, go jump in a hole. Cover yourself with it. That's the level that you deserve to bury yourself alive with that horrendous performance. I'm interested to hear your take on these because we had back-to-back penalties. Lions were driving. All the momentum looked like they might go ahead and take the lead here and win this game, right?
Yeah.
And then we get Amon-Ra St. Brown, touchdown. Wait, no. Call it back for a flag.
Psych.
Offensive pass interference on Isaac Taslaw. 2 things I want to point out. 1, Lions ran this exact same play, exact same personnel, exact same route sets. Earlier in the game, no flag for OPI. Exact same. Jalen Ramsey knocked that pass down. He did not get over to cover this time, and Amon-Ra was wide open. But this one, we'll call an OPI, which is bullshit. This first one was terrible, in my opinion. I implore all of you listening to this, go back and watch the replay, and you will see Taslaw does not lock eye contact with the defender, doesn't purposely run into him. In fact, the defender initiates the contact. He puts his arms out into Taslaw. Please tell me how that's OPI. It was very clear. The Steelers fans are going to say, well, then the Washington one was an OPI. Washington literally covered himself up in the front to set a pick. Taslaw was simply trying to run a crosser across the middle. You're allowed to do that. If you aren't intentionally setting a pick on a defender, rub routes, pick plays, 2 very different things. 2 very different things. This was a rub route where Taslaw was trying to rub the corner off and run a crosser across the middle. Terrible call. That's a touchdown. That should have been the 6 right there. Then we'll get to the second one, the last play of the game, the play that ended the game. First thing, that was short of the goal line. It was not a touchdown initially, so I just want to, if anyone thought otherwise, that Amon-Ra was short for sure. Really crazy play. I'll be the first to admit. I think that the whistle probably should have been blown for forward progress earlier.
But it wasn't.
However, they did not blow it,
Yeah.
and Jared Goff goes and scores. Insane. Should have been the craziest play probably of the year. Honestly. Should
Yeah.
have been. No, what do we get? 2 plays in a row on 2 touchdowns for the Lions. 2 in a row. Offensive PI. This one, I have a problem with it and I don't have a problem with it. I have a problem with it because in every I won't say every, I won't generalize. 95% of receiver routes where they're curling or cutting back towards the ball, they will extend their arms on the defender and turn around. Almost every single time, and it is almost never, ever, ever called OPI. Unless the defender very much so is like push, and like bounces back. If
Yeah,
it
there
is a
was a
space creator,
solid acting job there by Ramsey for
oh,
sure.
no, for sure. Like it's so that's why I'm mad because that's called never OPI ever, ever, and they're deciding the game with that flag. The reason that I think it's okay is because I actually think all 95% of those that they do this on should most of the time be OPI. Like you said, this time the defender will exaggerate. I think he did in this scenario as well. I really don't think that Amon-Ra pushed him that hard. Might have even just put his hands on him to swing the body. But I think this generally should be OPI, so I can't be super upset about it. I am way more upset about the previous play where Tesla, I guess it was actually, I think it was actually 2 plays ago because then Tesla got the throw over the middle that he almost caught, but then dropped. So I think it was 2 plays separating them. 2 plays ago, I think that was a horrendous, absolutely horrendous call. Horrendous. Would love to hear your opinion.
And I will share it. But before I get into the penalties, I do want to talk about some other things. So that first Amon-Ra one that was wiped, that's a first and goal. There's 24 seconds left. You have a timeout and you're on the 1 yard line. Run the fucking ball. Why
I
do
don't
teams
disagree.
not
I
do
don't
that?
disagree.
It blows my mind. Like, this is not the steel curtain of old. You, even with the injuries, have overall a decent O-line. You have a hammer in Montgomery. He is getting you that yard. You can't convince me otherwise. And if he doesn't, you have a timeout. And then you can take 3 shots at the end zone from there. But you don't. The other thing is, you kind of mentioned it, you leave the decision to the refs. And this happens all the time in football. And usually it's the flip side. You have the defense getting away with a little tuggy tug and, little interference because are the refs really going to throw the flag in this game ending situation? Like, they're on the 50, they throw it 40 yards. Are they really going to give them a touchdown here if I do a little tuggy? Like, typically no. And here we don't have that being reciprocated to the offense, which I find interesting. But I also don't mind it because I feel like the offense is favored in this league way beyond the defense generalized. Like, overall, it is an offensive league. They want the points. They kind of help them out more than the defense. So that's another interesting thing that, they didn't do that there. And there was one
I
other
agree with
thing I wanted
both
to
points
say.
so far. I agree they should have run the ball.
Damn,
Don't get me wrong,
I had a third
I'm not
thing, but I
freeing the
forget it.
Lions of blame here. They
Right.
all those other things mentioned before, they could have won this game even with this, but I really think they did win this game even with all this bullshit, and the refs took it away. I really don't like to make that claim, but in this
Oh,
game-ending scenario, I really think they do.
and the third thing is, I feel like there needs to be a rule change because I don't think the game should end on a penalty like that. Like, they should have enforced that penalty and there should be a timeless down where the Lions are then on the 20 whatever. Like, I think that should have been the way that game ended, not on a penalty like that. And I understand there's 10-second runoff and there's all kinds of other factors and all that, but that wasn't a moving clock because it was an incomplete pass to Tesla, like you said, the play before. So it wasn't a running clock. There shouldn't be a runoff. Why did that game end? I think they need to address that rule because I think the Lions should have had one more shot from the 20-something yard line. Now, as far as the penalties go, I do agree on the first one that the contact was initiated by the defender. But that being said, Definitely a learning moment for Tesla because he kept running his feet the whole time. Like you can do a little flop action too. Like that guy just fucking ran into you, fall on the
Is
ground.
that what we want to
Or
teach?
it's you got to do shit to win a game, you know? He's running his legs the whole time. So I totally see why they called that. And the other reason why they would be so tempted to throw that flag, look how open he got. Like it's almost like clearly like you could have a blindfold to it and just see him that open. And like I didn't see it live. You don't see the contact live with the camera angle they give you. And I said pick play. It's a pick just because he was that wide open. So I think that's something to consider too. They're tempted to throw it when it works that well. It's like clearly there was some cheating at play here. He's wide open. But again, I really think they should be running it in that situation. Um, but yeah, I see why they threw that one, but I do agree. I don't think he per se initiated the contact, but he did then continue to drive his legs and try and run through the defender, but he did not initiate it. So in my book, it really shouldn't be a flag. And we've seen some analysts discuss this. This was a major talking point after the game. I mean, crucial play calls clearly decided the outcome in this game. So yeah, it's going to be discussed. Plenty of defensive players were saying how it's your job to get around that. Like you said, Tesla was running a route, like he was running a slant. But yeah, it's a crowded area. It's a designed pick play, but he is running a route, so it's legal. The defender needs to attempt to get around that, not run through the guy. And then, like I said, he didn't help his case by running his legs the whole time. It's almost as if he's blocking when you do it that way. So, learning point for the rookie. But that being said, I love him. They need to get him the ball a lot more.
Yeah,
He is a
I
freaking
agree.
highlight reel machine. But on to the second penalty. This one is annoying for exactly the reason you said. It's one that is happening almost every play, and it is not called. And the other thing that makes it so annoying is the timing wasn't so perfect where they had to call it. Like if it wasn't for Ramsey's flop, he gets back on that and it's a contested play, and Amon-Ra probably makes a play because he's just a stud. But because of the flop, it made it so delayed, and it was like they had no choice. Again, it was almost similar to how open Amon-Ra was on the first one, where they felt like they obligated to call it. Now, is that an excuse for them? Absolutely not. But it's truly what I believe why it went down the way it went down, because it was just so dramatic. Both plays very dramatic. But that being said, it was so fun before you knew it was a flag, and he flips it back to Goff. Such a heads up play. I don't know how he did that before he hit the ground, but you slow it down and it was clean. And Goff, great whereabouts to, get in the end zone anyway. Really would have been cool if it ended that way. But like I said, I don't even think it should have ended that way. Once there's a flag, I think the Lions should have had another shot. But hey, I don't make the rules, but I can certainly bitch about them.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I really think the refs ultimately took this win away, even with the Lions' shortcomings. Like as they should have done better against the run. Jalen Ward should not be breaking off two 45-yard tutties in the same game. That can't be happening. Cannot be giving up that 45-yard touchdown or whatever it was to Gainwell at the end of the first half. That's unacceptable. Safety unacceptable. We're not even in this situation if Dan Campbell kicks the field goal in the first half, and then we're just kicking a field goal there from the fucking 1 yard line was what it would have been. We would have just sat there. Here's what would have happened. We would have not done anything. The Steelers would have had to call one of their two remaining timeouts. We take a knee on the side of the field where Jake Bates likes it. We take another knee. Steelers are out of timeouts. Then we call timeout with 3 seconds left, and we kick the field goal, win the game. Like Dan, what are we doing here? So, like I said, I'm not excusing the Lions. They should have won this game regardless. It should not have come down to
Well,
that last drive, but it did.
I think you're so right that Dan needs to reassess this because I think he's so in his head that this is our identity. Like we have giant cojones, we go for it. It's what we do. And it's like, yeah, that's what you do when you're apt to do it. But with the injuries, with just the lack of it working, I mean, hell, they went 0 for 5 against the Eagles alone. You got to reassess. You can't be that hammer-headed that you're going to continue down this path. Like you have to learn from your mistakes. And it's certainly something that can be balanced. Like, I don't think it should go away entirely. There's a lot of good that comes from that. As you mentioned in years past, it's been a very good thing for you guys. But this year it's not working. You have to adjust. And especially given your record, like these games are so crucial and he's dicking around with that shit. And it's like if you just play a clean, straight up football game and don't do anything crazy or don't kill yourself, you're going to win the game. You don't need to do extravagant things. You're playing the fucking Pittsburgh offense. You're not like you're not playing a juggernaut. You don't need to put up 35 to win this game. It's not like that. There's outside factors that have to adjust that decision. That just can't be your identity. I hate that shit. But
Yeah, I think the most disappointing thing for me is that a lot of fans are even like I mean, I go doom scrolling on Reddit sometimes. It's where people's real
gots
thoughts
to.
really come
Yeah.
out. Yeah, you have to. It's where people's real thoughts really come out. But they're in and mainstream media, they're just like, oh, same old lines again, which is not the case, to be clear. But it's really sad that it's even like a talking point already after only 2 to 3 years of true glory. So that's unfortunate. And also, it's not a different thing that the refs screw over the Lions. I mean, it was such a consistent thing for a long, long time. My favorite one to point to is, and I've definitely mentioned this on the pod, pass interference against the Cowboys in the playoffs, the one year that Matty Stafford did get there. BS. We never even have the Dez caught it catch if they make that call correctly because Cowboys are going home.
Yep.
But anyway, so that's really no different. But Lions are in a really, really tough spot now, down to 16% chance to even make the playoffs. I don't think that they will. They need Green Bay to drop their last two and for them to win their last two. And I have simply no faith that I think there's a better chance that Green Bay drops their next two than the Lions win their next two,
Yeah,
to be
I was
honest
gonna
with you.
say I don't remember the matchups, but I know the Packers remaining two wasn't easy. Like it could
Packers
potentially
remaining
happen.
two is Ravens this week,
Yeah.
Vikings in week 18. Vikings will be very interested in playing spoiler if there is an
Oh
opportunity
yeah,
for
and
that
it's
in week
division
18.
rivalry shit. You never know.
Exactly. Exactly. The Lions played the Vikings this week. They can end the Lions' playoff chances and sweep the Lions this year. That would just be so depressing.
That would
With
that would
the
suck,
game this
buddy.
week, and then the Lions will play the Bears in week 18 in a game where the Bears maybe won't be playing starters. We
Yeah,
will see, but that it's a possibility at this
yeah,
point
they
in
could be
time.
shoot into the two spot.
So if we get through this week with a Packers loss and a Lions win, there is a chance. There is a chance.
Dude,
So we'll,
if you get through this week with a Packers loss, Lions win, and a Bears win, you definitely don't have to worry about the Bears because I think they'll be locked in the 2 seed.
yeah,
So then it's
yeah,
just a matter of come on Vikings. But yeah, that would be really
yeah.
fun. I hope it comes down to that. Um, but I do have to we have to bring this up. It was a crazy week, as we said, but what the hell was DK doing, dude? He freaking smacked a
Dude,
fan? Are you out of your mind? Did you see what that caused? He lost
oh yeah,
his guaranteed money. It's like
45
45 mil.
mil. 45 mil
What
is
a
gone.
mistake. Oh
And
my
and
god.
this is the problem with today's world. This is the problem
The
with
lie.
today's world.
The
Maybe a hot take.
lie.
Lying that the
Yep.
fan went N-word because there was a video that came out from a
Yep.
fan right next to that fan, and you can clearly hear all he said was his full legal name. No racism at all. Ridiculous. DK, get the hell off the field. You shouldn't have even been allowed to finish that game, brother.
Yeah.
Which also could have changed the tide of this game. I'm just gonna say.
True.
So
I couldn't believe that either. Because they were
yeah,
I couldn't believe it. I'm like, did they not see it? Of course they saw it. There's
bro,
cameras
I don't
everywhere.
care.
Like,
Yeah, I don't care if you don't see that live either. There are plenty of things that you don't see live that are just that bad. You come back to and
oh
you're like,
yeah.
okay, like you're gone.
Yeah.
Like
No, you're
you
totally
are
right.
gone.
And the punishment is obviously grand now, 45 mil, can't play the next 2 games. Who knows what after? I mean, this was alarming. You can't be smacking fans around, and as you mentioned, the lie is really terrible there. But yeah, it was craziness. Absolutely craziness,
He's
and
got beef with that Lions fan. I don't know if you saw this, but it's the same one he reported 2 years ago. So he's
oh,
just got beef
really?
with the
I
guy.
did not see
Yes,
that
really.
because
Yeah.
he knows his
So I don't know
name?
what the beef is
Ooh,
there. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see. But
he's got
I've
real
I've done
estate.
enough. I've done enough ranting about the Lions. They're not dead yet, but I do not feel confident sitting here today. And even if they get in the playoffs, I'm not confident they'll be able to do anything. They've just, I mean, 4-6 in a 10-game stretch is that's horrendous for a team that started 4-1. So we'll see. Dan Campbell, priority of the offseason, and Brad Holmes draft healthy, and please find even a 50% Ben Johnson. Please. That's all I'm asking
I
for.
feel you,
Just
brother.
50%.
Get in line.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's move off of that game. I ranted long enough. We've still got 5 games to talk about this week, and we got to make our picks too.
Yeah.
Jags Broncos, another headliner here.
Yeah.
Two very
We
good
were both
teams.
on it, though.
Yeah,
Kudos to the
both on
Palm
it.
City Chucks.
Jags take this one 34-20, and honestly, the Broncos were never really
Yeah.
in it. The
Yeah.
Jags dominated this game from start to finish.
Yep. Yeah, this is a 14-point game, but it looked even worse than that. And may I say, Trevor Lawrence, sir, boy, oh boy, we were quite wrong about you too. I mean, we were pretty much ready to write this guy off after last year. He was going off my terrible memory, but I'm fairly certain he was bottom 25 for both of us in our quarterback rankings. He is certainly not that right now. He's been playing phenomenal football, and I just love Jacoby Myers, dude. Everywhere he goes, he just becomes a vocal point of the offense. Very underrated. As we said, fringe wide receiver one, like he's a wide receiver two playing wide receiver one. Like we like to say those things. It's like maybe he's just a wide receiver one because everywhere he goes, he just gets the freaking ball because he gets open, he catches the ball, and he makes plays.
Yeah, it's impressive. This again, the big point for me that we keep coming back to this like week after week is what is this Broncos defense? I really
Yeah.
do not know what to expect any given week at all. Pat Surtain's back now. That excuse is gone. They're just they're just
Yeah.
getting run over. And then the next week they're coming out and they're dominating. You do not know what you're going to get from this defense at all. It's
Yeah.
it's
It's not
really hard to predict.
not a good recipe for playoffs. You can't teeter totter. You need a champion defense every single week, or you will get bounced. And as we both, I'm pretty sure you have too. I know I have seen an early bounce here.
Oh, I agree. I would definitely agree with that. I think they will bounce fairly early. We'll see though. We will see. We're getting close. It's really come down to exciting time in football land, but also sad times.
Yeah,
'Cause it means the
it
end is
is.
near.
It's
Yeah.
very sad times and happy times. It's a roller coaster.
All right. 4 left. Let's move on here. We've got the Falcons taking on the Cardinals. Falcons pull this one out 26-19. Love this for Kirk. I love seeing Kirk get the win here. Really great, especially against a Cardinals team that has been playing a lot better since
Yeah,
Jacoby Brissett took over. And really just overall impressive performance from the Falcons. Kyle Pitts has been balling since
he
Kirk
has.
Cousins took over as the quarterback. Just going to say that. He has been balling. Bijan also fantastic in this one. So really just great performance by the Falcons overall. And Cardinals team, like I said, they've been playing better, but they're not going anywhere. They don't have Marv is working his way back into the team from injury. Mike Wilson didn't have his greatest of games, which not a surprise. He wasn't the wide receiver one for them in this game. There seems to be a
We know how that
correlation
goes.
there. Yep. They're on like running back 4. So really just tough for
Yeah.
the Cardinals, but going about as we would expect at this point and how I personally expected it to go all year.
I will say, like, Gannon's almost Mike McDaniel light for me. Like, I thought he was freaking gone, but he has this team playing really hard every week. Like, it's tough to let go of that, like, especially as an Eagles fan, like, we just see, like, almost locker room collapse every other year nowadays, and it's like, I want our team to play that way. Like, I don't care that you're a major name and that you're a star and all that, like, play scrappy, play like it's your last snap, like, all the cliche shit, but that's what he has these Cardinals doing, and it was the same way with the Dolphins. Like, I feel like both of these guys may have saved their job. I think McDaniel's probably more likely just because he's probably overall had more success than Gannon. But it's interesting to see like these coaches just keep boomeranging around in my mind. I don't know if it's just me or if you or others feel this way, but it's like I thought these guys were toast and I just don't know anymore. But yeah, they're playing good, but as you said, the Falcons were just too much. Cousins looked really good. The only Falcon that didn't really do much was London. I mean, everybody else had a really solid game. They were firing. But yeah, it was a good game. One possession.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's move on. We got three left here. This was exciting, much closer than I anticipated. Almost had a real thriller here. The Raiders taking on the Texans, losing by a score of 21-23. This was close. Gino looked okay for once, getting back into the starting lineup after being benched. He looked okay. This was truly, in my opinion, Ashton Jonty's announcement to the NFL that he is here. That also really sucked for fantasy purposes, but great to see that from Jonty. Love to see it when a young guy who we think's going to be great has great games like this. It's just good for the future of the sport. Bowers continuing to contribute. This Raiders team is an interesting one. They've got some pieces to win some games and certainly be better than they are this year. So I'm curious to see where this goes. But Texans, oh boy, and games they need to be winning now with the tight race that they are in. This was a little close for comfort.
Oh yeah.
Little close for comfort.
Very close. But yeah, John T was so nice to see him get the ball in the receiving game. Like about time. Like you just had to get a little more creative. You know your O line struggles, but you got to get this guy the ball. So it was nice to see them throwing it around to him. But yeah, nice game for Bowers as well. But yeah, CJ Stroud could just not get it going. I don't know what was so pesky about this Raiders defense, but this was on the Houston offense. I mean, as we know, they have the best defense in the league, and they did enough. I mean, 21, you got to win. You give up 21, you
Yep.
should win in today's NFL, and they did win. But yeah, it was certainly close for comfort there.
Yeah, I agree. Interesting. I'm curious to see can Houston right the ship because they need to and they need to quickly. Up next, second to last game here, Sunday night game. We've got the Patriots taking on the Ravens. And boy, this has got to be heartbreak for Ravens fans here. This was a tough loss with 13 minutes. Listen to this 13 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They go up 24-13 with Derrick Henry's second touchdown of the game. Derrick Henry does not touch the ball for the remainder of the game. That's
I
interesting.
mean, we
That's
talked
interesting.
we talked about this early in the season too. Like when there's certain guys with fumbling issues, you kind of have to turn your cheek to it and just forget it even happened. And Henry is one of them because his impact is so huge on a football game, especially when you're Lamarless. Like you need that. And we know how effective he gets later in games when defenses are tired and banged up. It's a must. You have to have it. And they don't have another guy on the roster that even comes close to replicating it. Like, their whole thing is, like, they're trying to do a little bit of a Sonic and Knuckles action, but, like, you don't have other Knuckles, and you need it late in games, especially when you're classic Ravens football just trying to punish up front. And, yeah, it's crucial that they do that. You can't punish Henry like that. Like, he's above that, and fumbling's a major issue, and, yeah, if he does it again, then you lose anyway, but it's like you need him to get the win, especially when you don't have Lamar. Like that's mind blowing to me. I didn't even know that stat. Like, I didn't even pick up on that watching it. But yeah, how do you not go to Henry at all in the fourth? That's crazy.
It's ridiculous. There are some people who are calling for Harbaugh's job solely for that, which I think is a bit over the top. I
Yeah,
do
they can't.
think that it was a mistake, but they cannot get rid of Harbaugh. Come
Yeah,
on.
that's
What
yeah,
are we talking about here?
yeah.
What are we talking about here?
That's
But
just
yeah,
like
interesting.
not running
Really,
Henry when he fumbles. Like, what is with the over punishment, people?
exactly. Exactly. But yeah, tough loss for the Ravens there. And Lamar has been horrendous since he came back from injury. I don't know if he's playing at 60%, and he did get hurt again in this game, but he certainly wasn't amazing before he went out either. He wasn't bad, but he certainly wasn't amazing. So I'm real curious what we get in Lamar next year, maybe the playoffs this year if everything breaks the Ravens' way. The Ravens are in a very similar situation to the Lions. They need the Steelers to lose out and the Ravens to win out. Lucky for them, one of those games is against the Steelers, so they've got an opportunity to handle their business in one of them, but they do need Cleveland Browns to handle business in another one, which I'll tell you, the Browns
Dude,
they give the Steelers some problems.
they
Yeah, they
totally
could.
could,
They
but
could.
just in general, that's not the team you want to have backing you. But
That's
yeah,
true.
I mean, it's division rival. Never know.
True. All right, let's move on to the last game, last night's game.
Oh,
The
do we have to?
49ers taking on the Colts. Couple highlights here. Brock Purdy looked fantastic. George Kittle looked fantastic. McCaffrey looked fantastic. Philip Rivers looked really good. I
Yeah.
do not put this loss on him.
Oh,
Philip
yeah.
Rivers looked really good. His arm strength is clearly not quite there. Like one specific play I'll call out here is Warren was running a corner route into the end zone. Phil was getting pressured slightly, and he tried to not put his legs into it, just use his arm, and it came up short. It's like, dang, Phil, you were making that throw 5 years ago,
Oh,
but
yeah.
not anymore. Not anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, 49ers really took, I mean, this was a tight game for a while. And then the second half happened. And
Yeah.
especially that fourth quarter, the 49ers just absolutely pounded the Colts into submission here.
Well, even early on, you fumble the kickoff, like doing crucial errors that are tough to come back from, especially when you're already a team that should probably lose this game. But yeah, it would have been really cool to see Philip get a win like this, because he is rumored to be done now. That was quick. It came and it went, but word on the street is they're going to go back to Riley Leonard to finish off the year. So that's probably it for Philip, and we probably won't see him suit up again. And it sucks, but as you said, he did go out on a high note. I mean, impressive. What he was rocking, what 270 passing yards, decent completion percentage. I mean, not shabby.
Are they really done? Like are they out of the playoff picture? Like I know it's hard for them now, but are they out of the playoff picture? Because Phil's
I
been
don't know
giving them
that
a
they're
genuine
out.
chance to
I
win.
just I
Yeah.
know. I was upset to see the alert, and I can't for the life of me remember who made the alert. It could just be BS, but it scares me because I want to see more Philip. That was really fun.
I do feel bad for Philip though because he deserves with these performances. I wanted him to get a win so bad. He has not
Yeah,
been the reason that they have
you're
lost.
right.
So it
You're
really
right.
just sucks to see him lose. So maybe it might have even been a him call, be like, nah, bro, you guys aren't good enough for this shit. We're not making a run, even if we get into playoffs. I'm done, bro. Let
Yeah.
me go home to my 17 kids.
Yeah.
Which, you know what? Fair, dude. Like you
Uh,
got a grandkid too. So fair.
It's crazy. Little busy.
Yeah, but with
And
that,
he's a head coach.
that wraps. He is a head coach. That's so true. With that, that wraps up our Week 16 recap. I know that was a moment, especially my
It
little
was a
Lions rant.
crazy week though, dude.
It
We
was
had
a
to do
crazy
it.
week, but we'll try to fly. And also, you got to keep in mind, no buys now. Every single team is playing every single week, so
Yes,
we've got
that's
the
true.
max amount of games to get through. We will try to move a little quicker through our game picks this week for you. Keep this short and sweet. Quick summary. So, 2 weeks since we missed last week. I went 21 and 11. Chris went 20 and 12. So I picked up one game, not nearly enough for where I need to be catching up to Chris, but that's fine. I accept that. I'll take my 2-week victory here. 10 of 16, then 11 of 16. Chris goes 10 of 16 both weeks, putting me 149 out of 238, 62.6%. Chris 160 out of 238, 67.2%. Both pretty respectable there. ESPN experts, Chris 11-0, closest guy. Chris got 160 correct. Next closest got 157. So he's got a couple game lead there as well. Myself, I moved up. Last time we talked, I was 4-6-1. I am now 5-5-1. Very close to breaking through a few more. So,
Oh
like I
yeah.
said, real goal at this point is make Palm City Chucks the place to be for game picks. If we're both beating the majority of the ESPN experts, hey, come listen to Palm
Mhm.
City Chucks.
Give us
Tune
a
in for a
damn
bit.
sub.
Maybe you'll make
Give us
some
a
money,
damn sub.
Yeah. Maybe you'll make some money. Throw a few slips in, a little tenor on there, right? You know what I'm saying? But anyways, let's get to the game picks for this week. First game on the docket, we've got the Cowboys taking on the Commanders. I got the Cowboys here.
Yeah. These are Christmas games, by the way. Happy holidays to
True.
everyone. But yeah, I also have the Cowboys, unfortunately.
Then we got the Lions taking on the Vikings. I refuse to believe the Lions will let this happen with them losing. I do think they're going to win these next two games. I just think that the Packers will probably win week 18. Actually, I can't say that. I'll preview my pick here, but I'm going Lions. We'll stop there.
I connected the dots somehow, buddy.
Yeah,
But yeah, I agree. I think the Lions definitely take care of this week. I'm still on the fence for next week, but I think they take care of the Vikings here.
fair. Then we got the Broncos taking on the Chiefs. Easy, given the Chiefs' current situation. Broncos all day.
Yeah, even with the Broncos weirdness, it's Broncos here.
Then we got the Cardinals taking on the Bengals. I've got the Bengals in this one.
Yeah, I have the Bengals as well.
Shiesty. Then we've got the Ravens taking on the Packers. I'm going Ravens here.
I got the Packers here. I mean, we're talking about how the Ravens need to win out, all this and that, but it's like Packers could use a damn win too.
They could. They could. Here's the deal. I think I think it's like 51-49 split between the two teams this week is how I see it. Probably in favor of the Packers, if I'm being honest. But I totally can see a world where the Ravens win, and I really want it to happen. And I'd like to be sitting there watching this game, not rooting against myself. So since it was so close, I'm like, you know what? We're going to pull the trigger and go
Oh
Ravens
yeah,
on this.
got to. You got to manifest this shit, man. I totally get it,
Exactly.
and it's
Hopefully
reasonable,
Lamar is
like you said.
back. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very reasonable. Hopefully Lamar's
back.
back.
No pun intended.
Yes, exactly. No broken backs.
Yeah,
Then we've got the Giants taking on the Raiders here. I got Giants in this one.
I got the Raiders here. I mean, and mostly for the reason you said earlier. Dart has just looked terrible for many weeks in a row. And as we said, a lot of bright spots for the Raiders, but I think the Giants overall are the better team. So could totally go either way.
Yeah, that one was actually maybe the hardest pick
It
of the
was really
week for
tough.
me. That
Yeah.
one was really tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2-13 teams. And I'm sitting there for 15 minutes, like, who the hell is going to win this game for their third win of the season?
Yeah.
So,
Somebody's got
uh,
to. Well, not
exactly.
necessarily.
That's fair. Could be a 0-0 tie.
Yeah.
That's a possibility.
Can they get negative?
Yeah. Then we've got the Texans taking on the Chargers. I've got the Chargers here. They're playing really well as of late. They are a team that is getting healthier because they were hit really hard with injuries early in the year. Texans struggled a little bit last week, still won. If they lose, I might be changing my mind, but both coming in with victories, I'm going Chargers. I think they're the better team.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Chargers are the better team, but I don't know. I had a feeling here, so I'm going Texans. We're going to see if that feeling's right or not.
Hey, in this first half of games, 3 differences. There's some potential for some tomfoolery. Uh,
So you're saying there's a chance.
That's what I'm saying. All right, then we've got the Seahawks taking on the Panthers here, and Panthers impressive, but Seahawks different dimension. I got Seahawks.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, and I do agree, but the Panthers could totally do this, but I I, I didn't feel ballsy enough, so I'm going Seahawks.
Yeah, Panthers could win this game, but in a game pick situation, I'm not making that pick.
Yeah, that's tough.
Um, then we've got the Steelers taking on the Browns in Cleveland. I'm going Browns. I thought about pulling the Browns earlier when they were going with the Packers. I was right about that. I should have pulled the trigger. I've got a feeling about this one. I don't think this race against the Ravens ends in week 17 either. I think it will go to a
Yeah.
very fun mano-y-mano
Well,
winning in
this
week 18 game.
I know we don't really have time for side tangent, but if all this shit plays out this way, the NFL is officially rigged. That's all I'm saying. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going Steelers in this one. They gotta take care of the Browns. Come on now.
Myles Garrett is getting two
Yeah.
and a half sacks.
Oh,
Two and a
I
half.
and for the record, I really hope he breaks a record. I'm pulling for Garrett.
Yeah, I want him to. I just wanted to be
Yeah.
very clear again
Yeah.
with the
It's
Chuck
gotta
head. If he
happen this
doesn't this
week.
week, it's doesn't count for me. Doesn't count. Um, so anyways, moving on here, we got the Saints taking on the Titans. This was another really tough one for me. Titans win last week. They played pretty well against the Chiefs team. Their defense wasn't really hurt, so they had all the defense there, hung 26 on them. The Saints team's hot though. 3 on the bounce, like I said. I just don't think I couldn't see them getting to 4. So I went Titans here.
Ooh. And you're not wrong. It felt really weird. I did pick the Saints. It felt weird because it would be 4 in a row, but 2 in a row for the Titans also feels weird. So really, no matter how you slice this one, it's tough. But I did go with the Saints. I feel like they've been pretty consistent.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. We'll see though. There's always a hiccup and or growing pains, I'll say, given Tyler Shark's youthful status. And then we got the Jaguars taking on the Colts. I honestly made this pick without knowing Phillip was possibly done. I went Jaguars anyways, but especially with Riley Leonard at QB, absolutely Jags all day.
Yeah, I'm taking the Jags too. They've just been so good, and I don't know why, but they're just so damn good, and they're fun to watch. So I'm pulling for them. I'm excited to see them come playoff time.
Yeah, it will be exciting for certain. Then we've got the Bucks taking on the Dolphins. Honestly, tough. But with Quinn Ewers starting, it didn't look bad last week. Bucks know they've got to win this week. I've got the Bucks here.
Yeah, I got the Bucks for sure. I think it's gonna come down to final game, Bucks Panthers, winner take all.
Yeah, that would. Week 18 has the
It could,
potential
yeah,
to
it's got
be
some juice.
insane.
Yeah.
Insane. I'm excited to sit down and watch those games. But we got to get through week 17 first, see what's lined up for us. This could all go away. Then we've got the Pats taking on the Jets. Easy one here for me. I got the Pats all day.
Yeah, Pats for sure.
Then we get to Eagles taking on the Bills. Bills are surging as of late. They're playing a lot better. Last week was testy, very testy against that Browns team. But honestly, that's their first bad game in probably like 5-ish weeks, and they still come out of it with the win. So I got Bills here at home.
Yeah, I got the Bills too. I honestly don't want the Eagles to even try in this one. I think the odds for them to get the 3 seed is like 85%. Like, don't hurt anybody. Don't go balls to the wall trying to beat a juggernaut in the Bills. Like, just let it go. But that probably won't happen, and we'll fight our ass off, and who knows. But we are undefeated against Josh Allen, which I believe is only 2 games, but still pretty cool. But I do think the Eagles are going to drop.
Historic moment. Only the second time ever that Chris has picked against the Eagles.
Seriously?
Yes, the
That's
second time, the
wild.
first ever game pick
Yeah,
you went
and now
against, and
this.
you have not since.
I believe
Second
it.
time ever.
I will always defend myself in that because our team is so fucking talented. It's just a matter of if they show up or not and if they hurt themselves or not. But yeah, I do think they're gonna lose this one.
That's very, very curious to see how that plays out. Then we've got the Bears taking on the 49ers, a very enticing game here. Very enticing game. And I got the Niners here.
I took the Bears in this one, mostly because I hate the Niners, but I think the Bears are better. I really do. The Niners, I think, have really benefited from an easy schedule, and I don't think they're all that scary. Also, real quick, I was wrong the other time I picked the Eagles to lose, so that makes this interesting
Yes,
too.
true. Yes, it's very true. All right. We also have like quite a few this week, just generally, so you all know, like quite a few off day games as well. We've got quite a few Saturdays and we have the Christmas games as well. So lots of football to look forward to on different days and spread it out. But for our last game pick of the week here, Rams taking on the Falcons. I got the Rammies all day.
Yeah, I got the Rams. Got to bounce back, and they're a far superior team to the Falcons. Should not be a problem. Is
All
this a
right.
record?
So
Seven? Seven differences? I think we
do
might
we
have
have
done.
seven? I've got
Yeah.
six.
Bears 49.
I've
Oh,
got
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm retarded.
All right. I think six is tied with our most. I think six is what we've had before. And now,
Yeah, I think
if
we have.
if by some crazy astronomical small chances I sweep this, I cut your lead in more than half. This could get fun for this last
You
week.
gotta, dude,
I
if
don't
you
see that
pull
happening
this
though.
off, holy moly. I don't think I could show my face around here.
Fair. I think I would have to take over solo.
I've been demoted.
Yeah. All right. Well, everybody, thank you for joining again. We do apologize once again for taking a week off last year. No, it's been a little bit inconsistent this year with my trip to Japan, some personal
Life.
milestones, and unfortunate events.
Yeah.
Life has been tough. But as always, for when we do post, we appreciate all of you who listen, watch, whatever your preferred medium is. Please like, subscribe, comment, let us know what you want to be hearing about. Like I said, off-season ideas. We're getting close, unfortunately. So let us know. We're always brainstorming, but we want to hear from you as well. And we'll be back with you next week.
Later, PCC!